Hi everyone, my name is Izaiah Chua, and welcome to my first video, aka my TTI testimony. It's my first video. This is my room. Welcome. I just wanted to let you all know just a little testimony about TTI and how it impacted me. So I have a few notes, like a template on what I'm supposed to follow so that I don't go off track. So the first thing that we're going to do is my life before I attended TTI. Okay, so let's go all the way back to like 12 years ago. I was a 3-year-old in an airplane, and my family and I, we were immigrating to the United States of America. Whoop whoop. I don't really remember much as a kid, so I'm not gonna really dive into that. Fast forward like over like a decade, COVID hit. Oh my gosh, wow. That hit really hard for a lot of people, but surprisingly, it didn't impact me as much as I thought it would have. As much as it did for other people. I have a drink here I got from Five Below. It's like almost empty, so I might as well drink it. Stay hydrated, don't dehydrate. Dang, I can't open it. I'll try it later. Anyways, I attended online school for 1 year. I did my 6th grade year in online school, and honestly, it wasn't that bad. It was just, so. And then 7th grade, I went into in-person school for the first time in 2 years. And I went through 7th grade. It was a big switch for me. I'm not sure why. I hear all these people saying, going back to in-person school was so hard and so stressful. But then for me, I'm like, I would feel very much like an outcast, and it kind of felt really sad, because I was like, am I different from everyone else? 8th grade was smooth sailing. It wasn't bad at all, honestly. 8th grade, I became a TN Strong ambassador. 8th grade was really when I decided to step out of my shell and be more involved into activities. And yeah, I'm gonna turn on the light because it's a little dark. Does that look fine? I think it looks fine, to me at least. Anyways, I'm so sorry. This is just a few days after TTI, so my voice is still pretty hoarse. Nay. 7th grade, I think, is when my parents started fighting. And to be honest, I don't think it took a toll on me as much as it should have. Because a lot of people say that whenever your parents are, in that stage of arguing constantly, most kids are they care about it a lot. But then I'm over here and my parents are fighting constantly, night after night after night after night. But I don't express that I care about it. And honestly, it's a little weird. It made me feel very out of place. And also, 8th grade was the time where I really wanted to be in Algebra 1. I really wanted to be in the advanced maths class, but I didn't get in. It made me sad because I kind of felt like I deserve it, And then I found out that if one kid decided to step out of that class, I would have gone in, and I was so close, but yet so far, which it inevitably hurt, but I mean, I'm here, and I'm fine with not being in Algebra 1 in 8th grade. I'm in Algebra 1. I was in Algebra 1. I just finished 9th grade, and honestly, Algebra 1 could not have been easier. And honestly, I got the top score in my whole grade for Algebra 1, so I mean, there are pros and cons. The class is super slow, and I understand everything really fast. But the pros are I get top score. I probably shouldn't be bragging about it, but I'm proud of it. So, I need to make sure I'm looking at the camera, and also I'm focused. I'm talking about what I need to be. Also, sorry if the background is incredibly messy. I've been super lazy recently, so I'm so sorry. My voice is normally a lot more better. I get to the point where I'm I don't like this. I started to get into a kind of bad place. I hear people, but at the same time, I kept on hearing people that they were in a bad place, and their places that they went to felt so bad compared to mine, and I felt like the bad place that I was in was like a piece of sand compared to their mountains. And so it didn't feel it felt like I was overcomplicating my hardships and that I should be more grateful. And I got into this state where I would take every bad thing, anything, and I would belittle it. And yeah, I normalized the fact that my horrible experiences were not were not good enough to be considered bad. And so I act like I'm having the best time, and that I'm not experiencing I'm not experiencing any trauma or anything like that. This one's probably one engraved in my brain the most. Also in 8th grade, my parents are fighting as usual. And then my dad went into their room, into the parents' bedroom. He locked the door. And then my mom, she went into the hallway and the door was locked. She wanted to get her stuff so she could shower. And then she took those 9 feet tall paint roller sticks that you would attach the paint roller to and paint the walls. And she took that and then she threw it into the door and she made holes in it. And I never go to where my parents argue because my parents tell me no, and sometimes I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of things. It makes me kind of feel bad because they all have to suffer this trauma and I'm just over here. I don't get to know a single thing that happens. And I guess it's a good thing, but yeah, that moment, that's the only actual time I saw them argue. It kind of is engraved in my brain, and I kept having it's not really a traumatic response, but a response every single time I went by that door. And every single time I wanted to go downstairs or wanted to go to the bathroom, I always went by that door or was close to the door. And so, yeah, I think that was probably the most influential thing, the most traumatic thing that I've gone through so far. I hope I'm not overspilling my stuff. Here's haircuts. I love me a good hair clip. If that focuses, can you feel okay? It won't focus, but yeah. Anyways, okay, into 9th grade now. I mean, life pretty good. I mean, there are arguments here and there, but nothing too bad. And then they're finally my parents are finally resolved. And then yeah, there was a lot of moments where I felt like I was too weird for society, and then I became I was wondering, am I neurodivergent? Do I have autism? Do I have ADHD? And then I took multiple online tests, and most of them, actually no, every single one of them ended up saying you have a severe you should get checked out. You should get checked out if you have it. And I was like, wow, it's interesting. But my parents don't really believe in those type of things. They just say it's just pray and it'll go away. But yeah. Oh, you know what? There's a time, August of 2023, my parents, or my siblings, they all felt like they should be baptized. And parents were like, all three of you should get baptized because both of my siblings said it. And so I just bandwagoned them. And honestly, because like I said yes, I want to be baptized because I did not want to be just the one person that doesn't get baptized and then they all think you're crazy. You should be baptized. You need to get closer with God. And I was afraid that they'd think different of me because I said no to being baptized. And yeah, just a little story. Anyways, alright. So before I attended TTI, I went to Beta Convention. It was like the week before it, and then like three days after I had to leave for TTI. But TTI, Tennessee Teen Institute, it's in my hometown. So I mean there wasn't really a lot of movement there, but that's gonna be the next section that I'll talk about. Going to TTI, what I did at TTI, what I learned at TTI, just I guess everything at TTI. Okay. So at TTI, I went to TTI, yeah, and I was quite awkward at first because I have quite literally no friends there other than my friend Grace that I knew was attending. And this is really good. Anyways, so we went there. You're like sectioned off into big groups. There's group A, B, and C. A, B, C. And then inside those groups, those ABC groups, you get sectioned into smaller, like groups of 7 to 12 kids. It's like not big groups. They're much smaller divided groups. So like say that there's like 200 kids in group A, and then there would be like smaller sections, smaller groups in group A, so that, and those smaller groups would be called families, and each family has a different name. My family's name was Andromeda. I love my Andromeda family. They are so dear to me. We made a little chant called A-N-D. I don't know if this is R. I'm pretty sure this is X, but I don't know. A-N-D-R-O-M-E-D-A. Let's go, Andromeda. Andromeda. It's a really nice group. There was a clique though, in a group. And there was like a group of 6 kids that were like we had a fairly small group. It was like a medium group size actually. It wasn't super big, but it wasn't the smallest. But there was a clique in our group, in our family, in the Andromeda family. There was me, Jason, Shady, Gabriel, Kyler, Kendrick, and Kaylee. So 7 of the kids, participants in a clique, and in our clique. And then we had one specific parent, because there are leaders in each of the smaller groups, and there should be like 2 to 3 of them in each group. And we had Lo, Remus, and Alexa. We called them Padre Lo, Madre Remus, Madre Alexa, but we just called them Padre or Dad, Madre Moms, And Padre was the one that stayed with our clique of 7 kids. We allowed anyone to come into our group, but the other kids decided that they wanted to have their own group, which is completely fine. The clique of us 7 kids plus Padre was really nice, and there was like no hating or anything. Hold up, excuse me. There's a little dust on the camera, so I'm just gonna swipe it real quick. Okay, I think it's gone. So, anyways, so yeah, that was our clique. And honestly, when we first met each other, we were super quiet. We were not talking at all. It was almost like we were strangers, but But as the week went on, we became friends with each other and a lot closer. And when TTI had ended, I cried so much when I was alone because there was so much of it that I wish that I would have done with my family and things that I realized and experienced. There were so many things that we did that I felt like was so impactful on my life, and it led me to make this testimony video. I think I'll put a photo of the family here. Ta-da! And it's my family, like my Andromeda Galaxy family. We're a good group of kids. Anyways, so at TTI, I actually only attended TTI with the only initiative because I was going to present. I was going to give a presentation at TTI about the TN Strong program and what TN Strong is, how to become an ambassador, and whatnot. And I had no idea, like, what TTI was, what it does, it's really nice. Like, really, really nice. I thought it was it's like a church camp, but amazing. Like, I've never gone to a church camp before, but I've seen church camps and whatnot. And TTI is only as fun as you make it seem. TTI is as fun as you want it to be. And it was super fun for me. Because our little clique we were so close together. It was so nice. And we did family time together. We ate lunch together. We walked together. We sat together. It was so nice because I never got to do those things with my family. And like actual in real life family. And it made me realize how much I had been missing out. It made me realize how powerful connection and community is. It made me realize that I may not have the best life, I may not have the best relationships, but in this moment, I have everything that I need. I have everything that I want. I felt so welcome. I felt so invited when I first came to TTI. It was was amazing. It was like a dream come true. I did not realize how supportive everyone at TTI is until I went in there and I actually tried it out. So yeah, one of the most impactful parts about TTI for me is family time. Family time, and whenever someone asks me, what was your favorite part about TTI? And I always say family time. Why? Well, during family time, I get to spend time with each member. I get to learn more about them. I get to have fun. I get to play games. I get to do things that I never get to do with my actual family. Because when I'm at home, I do nothing. I'm just sitting on my laptop, playing games, or watching movies, doing whatever, studying. I just do random things. But at TTI, we're actually doing things for a reason, for a purpose. And I feel like that's one of the most amazing parts about it. You get to spend time with people, but you also get to learn how to be a leader, prevention skills. You learn so many things, and it's amazing. The theme for TTI this year was TTI is out of this world, and this is like the little that's the band we wore so that we could eat food. Anyways, here's an amazing one. Padre, aka Lo, aka Dad, aka Lo Gonzalez. He was probably one of the most one of the coolest people I've ever met. He was the only one that I feel like I connected to him the most. Padre he is so cool. And he is only a year older than me, but he was like an actual father figure to me. And it was really nice hanging out with Padre and with our 7-person clique. It was really nice because we did things that I never thought that I could do. Padre told me and Kyler some personal stories that had happened to him, and then we told him some personal things too, and it was really nice. And I was afraid that I told him about something that didn't really impact me but people around me. And I kind of, at the night of that day, I realized that why am I not talking about myself? I should be more selfish. But oh right. There's a breakout session. There's a breakout session that we did, and we had to partner with another person. I partnered with Jason, and I have the paper that we wrote down our answers on. Okay, I'm here with my papers. This was from this presentation was presented by a lady, Molly Kennedy, a lady that was super cool, and she gave a presentation called "Bruh, I'm Awesome," and really the whole thing was we take a limiting belief and then we tell a partner our limiting belief, which is something that like degrades us, we think degrades us, and then we tell them, where does it come from, how does it affect our self-worth and confidence, and then how does it affect our leadership style and influence. And then we tell them our empowering belief, which is the exact opposite of the limiting belief, how it affects our self-worth and confidence, and then how it affects our leadership style and influence. And then after that, we tell them one action that we will do today. Now this is super, super personal, so I don't know if I'm gonna tell you all just yet. But Jason went first, and then I went second, and then I didn't even get done with like my third sentence. I was still trying to tell Jason my limiting belief, and then I just started crying. And I swore to myself a couple years ago that I will never cry in public. And I will never cry because it's embarrassing and it shows weakness. And being vulnerable is not. Vulnerability is my best trait. And then when I started crying, Padre came up because he was on the front row. He was sitting there, and some other lady came up too, and they started hugging me, and so did Jason. And Padre gave me a wet wipe so I could dry up my tears. And it was that moment where I was like, I feel like I had never felt that amount of love before. Because that was like the first time I had ever told someone something that was so personal to me. That was the first time that I told people how I felt about a topic that I felt was really personal to me. And honestly, it was such a stupid thing to like cry about and to like say, oh, this is my limiting belief. But when I told Jason and Padre and that other lady, and they just came up rushing to me, it's like they didn't have a single thought whenever I started crying. Like, I just felt a wave of abundance. I felt like secured. And here I am, crying in public. Well, not in public, but this is going to the public, so I am not afraid to cry whenever I need to, under certain circumstances, of course. Anyways, that was a life-changing moment for me. That moment, whenever I told Jason that really changed me. Maybe I'll tell you my limiting beliefs one day, and what I said and whatnot. But not now because, anyways, yeah. To my testimony, right? Honestly, I kind of forgot what I was talking about. But what I really liked about TTI was that there was so much diversity there. It was like there's people of different colors, and there are people that spoke different languages, and it was so nice to see everyone come together to talk about the same thing. Like, there are people from different walks of life, and we all believed in one thing. We could all believe different things about everything, but there's all one thing that we all believe in. We all strive to make the first nicotine-free generation, and we all strive to become leaders. So yeah, by attending TTI, I most definitely overcame a lot of personal boundaries that kept me inside of a box, that I felt like attending TTI helped me escape the thought that I will never be good enough, or that I always need to be perfect, or that I should be able to do everything. Like, TTI taught me that I can do what I want, and that just being there made me feel so welcome. Going to TTI made me feel so loved, and I felt like I could be who I truly am without having no regrets, without being judged, which is something that I struggle with quite a bit, a lot of the time, because I have a lot of sides to myself. I'm not a coin. I'm not two-sided. I'm not two-sided. I'm like a D20. I have so many sides to me that you can't even count how many aspects there are of me, and I feel like that is what TTI helped me understand. I can be so many things while still being myself. I can be awkward but yet still be confident at the same time. I can be shy and not talk a lot while still being outgoing, and I talk people's mouths off. Like, it helped me realize that yes, I am this, but I am also that. Going to TTI helped me realize that yes, I am a really big nerd, but not only am I a nerd, I'm also a really cool nerd. And so the amount of support that each group family has is immaculate, because you spend so much time with this small group of people that you start to have the same characteristics as them. You start to act like them. You start liking the same things they do, but then at the same time, they support you in every single thing that you do. You are given lifelong friendships by attending TTI, and it's amazing seeing how other people were so shy and timid when they were first like attending, when they first came, when they first walked through the doors. But then once they go out of the doors, once TTI finishes, they're all energetic and exciting, and it's amazing to see how we can change how we act by surrounding ourselves with the right type of people. By attending TTI, we all become leaders, which is amazing. I became a better leader by being more vulnerable to myself and to the people around me. I became more energetic. I went out of my box and I did whatever it took to win that spirit stick, and we got the spirit stick. Here's a photo. Here's a photo of the spirit stick that we got. It was amazing. I told my padre that I would scream, yell, and shout even through the pain, and I accomplished that. I accomplished the promise, and it was amazing. It was really, really nice to see over 500 students that are my age and my age range come together and support each other. And it was amazing. It was impactful. It was inspiring, and I cannot wait to go again next year, because TTI has changed my life for the better, and I will use all of the resources that I learned there, and I will use it to change the world. So before I leave today, before I tell you guys to shut off your laptops or shut down your phone, just take in, your surroundings, I want you all to know that you are who you say you are. If you tell yourself that you are not good at something, if you tell yourself, oh dang it, I am not good at controlling my emotions, oh dang, I am really bad at styling my clothes, oh my gosh, I am horrible at drawing. Well, whatever you tell yourself is whatever you become. You are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So, if the 5 people you hang out with are smart, diligent, they are good at time management, if they're nice, if they're kind, then you will have those 5 aspects. If you are surrounding yourself with bad kids that vape, smoke, they're always cheating, they're not doing anything good, they are bullying, they're not really good outright people, they're quote unquote garbage, then you too will end up being like that. And I don't mean this in like a harmful way, but in a way where you need to know who you want to surround yourself with. You need to know where you want to be. And I definitely know where I want to be. I want to be at TTI with my family. Attending TTI has definitely changed my life. I made tons of new friends. I have a new family that has made my life so much better. I made friends like Jason, Kendrick, Shady, Kyler, Kaylee, Elijah, Cole, Austin, Padre, Remus, Alexa. There's so many people out there that you can befriend, and yeah, my family, we had tons of up and downs. The Andromeda family, we've had so many obstacles that I can't even name. We've had a lot of disobedience and a lot of talking whenever we shouldn't have. But in the end, we're all a family and we all root for each other. And it's amazing to see how spending 1 week with a group of kids can change you. I just want to let everyone know that if you're struggling, or if anyone you know is struggling, don't push away your problems. Talk it out. Write it down. Express your happiness in a way that it'll change the world. It'll make an impact on someone. Don't do anything that you'll regret not doing. Yell, scream, shout. Because 1 week went by so fast. 1 week went by it went by in a snap for me, and I wish I could go back and keep reliving that week forever and ever. But alas, some things we must let go, and I'll see almost all of them next year. Shady's going to college at Tennessee Tech, but I'll still be here. So I'm gonna sing the Andromeda theme song one more time. Andromeda. Let's go Andromeda. 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 Let's go Andromeda. Andromeda. But yeah, spend time with your family while you still have them, and go to TTI. Thank you for listening or watching my first video. Thank you for watching and listening to my TTI testimony. This is Izaiah Chua signing out. Peace.